Well, hello everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Here we are. I got myself. I got Timmy T right on to the left.
What's up?
There he
What's going
goes.
on?
I got Mobile Dave right
Boom.
down there. Live to talk about some sports this week. We'll talk a little bit about football, a lot about football, a little bit about the NBA, some baseball talk. But let's get started off. Let's hit it right off the bat here, guys. The World Series coming up here. None of us are really happy about it, but the World Series starts off Friday night in Houston. So actually, we haven't had a. Have we done a show since the Yankees were eliminated?
No.
When the okay, all right. So Yankees get eliminated in the worst of manners for Yankee fan.
You're saying that word incorrectly. It's humiliated.
Humiliated. Sorry. About the worst thing that could have happened is that based on what has happened over the last few years and the fans and whatnot and the cheating scandal and that's just about the worst thing that could have happened is the Yankees get swept by the Astros. But maybe more importantly, what's going on today, Timmy? I want to hear what you think about the whole, which is nonsense. Here we go with the booing and stuff. Thumbs down. They didn't even do thumbs down, but a lot of booing of Aaron Judge in particular in the World Series. Which I mean, the guy was at 62 home runs, gave you the thrill of the whole season, and now you're booing the guy in a free agency year. He's already turned down a contract from the Yankees. And now there's talk of there's players that don't necessarily want to go play for the Yankees because of the booing. You're going to get booed at any major market. You're going to get booed. Maybe more so Mets and Yankees. Maybe. Boston, you'll get booed and racist comments or all that shit, I think. But Timmy, what do you think about this whole thing?
First of all,
the whole booing thing. What are we doing here?
Yeah, first of all, if you're a grown man making millions of dollars to play a game and you can't take a little booing, get the fuck out of the sport. That's just absolutely ridiculous. On the other hand, like you said, Judge just had a career year. He gave us a thrill that we didn't know we were going to have all year, and you end up booing the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guy sucked in the World Series. He did. Can't deny it. But you don't do that. You just don't do it. And it's you boo the like your Gary Sheffields. Those are the guys you boo. You don't boo your Judges or your Jeters or your you can boo your Sheffields and your Giambis all the same. But I don't know. It's ridiculous. But I said on the other hand, grow a set. Oh, I don't want to play for them because we get booed. Grow a fucking pair. Are you kidding me? I'm getting paid to play a game. Shut up.
What up, Jaime?
Jaime, hello.
So, and then I don't know. For me, I can kind of think about this in the long time ago, the Mike Piazza deal, where Piazza was getting booed relentlessly through the last 2 months of the season, not just in the World Series. And us Met fans, I didn't think that he was going to resign. Why is he going to resign to get be miserable at the ballpark every day? But he wound up resigning. Let's see if Judge does the same thing. And Dave, so we've heard it's super early. The World Series hasn't ended yet, but we're hearing there's 4 teams out there that they're talking about for Judge. The 2 New York teams, and then 2 teams out west. The Dodgers who would move Mookie Betts to second base and just have Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge and these guys. And then the San Francisco Giants, who the rumors are that nobody will outbid them, is what their camp is saying. They'll do whatever it takes. So do you think that the booing combined with a whole ton of money from, let's say, San Francisco or the Mets or the Dodgers lures him away from the Yankees? Or do you think he has the cojones? He's not the one who complained about it. He didn't complain about the booze. It was other players, a couple on the Yankees, a couple other teams. But do you think that combination is like, all right, Judge maybe now leaning towards leaving?
So, I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to leave. Well, not mine. It might not be difficult for him at all to leave. But I see a lot. Like, I like that a lot of the guys are coming to him and like, oh, he's our captain. Like, we're going to follow him. Like, that's good to have in the locker room. However, I disagree with him. I think boo the man because he stunk the place up. No one was complaining when A-Rod was getting booed when he sucked in the playoffs, because then he came back and without A-Rod in 09, we don't win that championship. So I'm okay with him getting booed. He played like shit, so he deserved it. Now, my biggest thing about it, which goes to your question, I'm gonna say, if he wants the money, let him go to San Francisco. I'm not paying him right now. Not after that abysmal performance in the playoffs. He had such a great season, but then did absolutely nothing. I'm not going to pay him everything that he wants. If he wants to stay in New York because it's a historic franchise, it's New York, he has his team here, everyone respects him, great, but I'm not paying him whatever he wants anymore. And I know that that was something that Tim thought about earlier in the season. And now after that playoff performance, I'm convinced I'm not paying that man everything he wants.
So, all right. So, Tim, this is the joy of having two Yankee fans on the show. So now, Tim, after this season, historic season, breaks the Yankee record, breaks the real record in some people's minds. Relax, Dave. I'm not going to go down that route. But then he sucked in the World Series. But so did, I mean, with the exception of Rizzo was hitting in the high 200s, but I think up and down that Yankee lineup,
dude,
it
Darth
became
Vader.
a 120.
Darth Vader was the only guy who did anything.
Vader, right?
Darth
But
Vader,
I
baby.
saw a lot of like 180s and 140s, and averages in the hundreds, and that's not going to get it done, especially when you're a team that gets it done on the offensive side, for the most part. But now that Dave said that, for you, Timmy, does the season outweigh just the World Series, or was that so glaring that it's let's not pay the guy as much as we might have if he had a successful World Series?
Well, no, I'm not basing it just based on October alone. Or this year. I'm basing it on career. I'm basing it on character. I'm basing it on leadership. So does he deserve a good contract? Absolutely. Does he deserve a 10-year, $50 million a year deal? No, nobody does. I don't care who it is. Nobody deserves that kind of deal. So no, especially again, if he was 21 years old with the years, okay, maybe give the guy a 10-year deal. You lock him up for life. You're talking about a 30-year-old. You're talking about 31. And you guys are dealing with the same thing. Do you give DeGrom all the money he wants? No. I say let him fucking go. Yes, he's the best pitcher right now. Let him go. He's 30 what? Steve? 32. Yeah. What does he want? Fucking 7-year deal? No.
Wait. He hasn't said anything about it.
Well, I'm just saying after the last couple of years of injury stuff, he can't come out demanding 5-6 years at $30 million a year, nothing like that. If he does,
well, we talked on Put in the Book show. We agreed that our offer should be a 3-year deal with options on a fourth and options on a fifth.
That's fine. But how much per? How much per? How much per?
How much per? For me, you got to beat Scherzer by just a bit, so it's up there. It's $44 million a year.
Ugh.
But I'm at the point where I don't care what people get paid, because if the owners are going to pay them, that's not their fault. But I'm also I'm at a different stage in my Mets fandom because they have money, so I'm not worried about tying up. I'm not worried about a contract tying up to not make other moves to kind of like handcuff you. So I don't. We might have a different feeling because the Yankees do what the Yankees do, and do always have been spenders, where the Mets have been that Kansas City, New York team, for like a decade they were. So maybe that's the difference in our opinion on that. Maybe you have seen the spending and it doesn't necessarily work all the time. I have not seen the spending, so I'm just not there. Maybe I'm not there yet.
Well, that's where I get with the
Well,
whole.
nothing that's happened before has worked for the Mets. So it's like, why not
Right.
spend? Maybe that might work.
When spending, they did move on, and Bobby Bonilla and Roberto Alomar.
Well, that's why I laugh. I laugh when people say, here's the Yankees buying another World Series. No, every time they went and spent that kind of, except for 2009, I will say 2009, they went out and got the top 3 free agents. I'm not gonna deny that they did that. But most of the other times, like I said, your Sheffield swung at 55 straight pitches in a row and struck out 7 times in a row against Detroit in the playoffs. I hope that guy dies a slow death. All those guys, your Giambis. I hate Gary Sheffield. Did I not mention that? It nenever worked out with those guys.
A Marlin legend.
Fuck him and his Marlin. Yeah, let me go be a Marlin legend then. He's a piece of crap.
We
actually asked Ed. We actually burned. Eddie had a Sheffield special. We burned it after that series against the Tigers. Burned it. We burned it right after that series was over. That's how bad he was.
I think that before the start of next year, I have a Jason Bay jersey. I might burn that. Make sure all the bad voodoo and the voodoo stuff is out of
there. You gotta get it all out. No, but you know what? If I'm offering Judge right now, 5 years, maybe I'll go 5, maybe 6 with an option. And who makes the most? Who makes the most money? Who's making the most? Trout.
It's got to be Trout.
So I would have to, go a little above what Trout's making. Then you throw in
until Ohtani,
and then you throw in your bonuses as far as hey, you beat your record again, we'll give you another $10 million. You do this, we'll give you another $5 million. Perfectly fair. But you start, giving these guys $50-60 million a year. Where do you stop? Who's going to be the first $100 million man? Who's going to be the first guy making $100 million a year? Who's going to be that first guy in 10 years making that much money?
Jaime says 45 per year for 3 years for DeGrom. Yeah, that's about what we were talking about. And then Jaime says
that's reasonable though.
Do you have Mo Vaughn or a Bonilla jersey too? Burn them all. So I don't have those guys.
Well, you see what he wrote here? Can I pop this up? He wrote, not happy with the way Aaron Hicks has been. Aaron Hicks is fucking clown shoes.
Who's Terzio? Okay.
Aaron Hicks is one of the worst signings in Yankee history, and I hope he vanishes very quickly. And screw Joey Gallo too. The guy
deserved that. Come on,
Aaron Hicks wasn't that bad.
Aaron Hicks.
I'm talking Joey Gallo.
I think Ellsbury was a lot worse than Hicks.
Oh, I'm not saying I said he's one of the worst, not the worst. One of the worst. Because you gave the guy a 7-year deal based on nothing. Oh, he can switch hit, but he can't hit left or right. Doesn't mean anything. And he can't.
That was us with Darren Ruff. They traded 4 guys for Darren Ruff, 36-year-old Darren Ruff, because he can hit. He has power against lefties. He hit 0 fucking home runs against a lefty after the Mets got him.
Listen, my dream is right now you get rid of Stanton. You package Stanton, Torres, Hicks, and a couple minor leaguers, and you get fucking Trout over. So we have a Judge, Trout, Bader outfield. I'm good then. I'm good because I love Harrison Bader.
In that outfield.
I like my Stanton.
Dude, the guy hits a home run or strikes out, and he doesn't hit a lot of home runs anymore. He strikes out way too much, and it's not even pretty. It's like little league strikeouts. Like waving at a butterfly with a bat, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
I mean, maybe if we had Chapman out there, our bullpen wouldn't have been that lousy.
Chapman, he's in that package for Trout also. Stick him in there too. Fucking useless.
Get some extra baseballs.
Because he didn't show up to a practice. Are we talking about practice here?
Practice?
Oh no, I would have got rid of him last year. He sucked so bad.
Practice.
He's done.
I would have got rid of him the year of the Astros where he gave up that home run.
Well, that
was the year that he smiled.
They knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That year. That was 2017.
I don't know.
Or 2018.
Listen. COVID.
I just remember the smile.
COVID ruined everything. I don't remember what year anything is anymore.
I'll pull my jersey off.
Yeah, don't put my jersey on if my wife don't like it. Oh, yeah, fucking shut up.
What
I
an
hope.
You gotta
idiot.
do that too.
I hope the Phillies.
Yeah, right.
I'm rooting for the Phillies so hard in this series. It ain't even funny.
That's the other thing. You and I are rooting hard for the opposite teams here. Oh man.
You
I
really
can't
want the
root for.
Astros to win another World Series?
Yes.
I can't root
Yes.
for those cheating bastards.
They already won a World Series a few years ago. They cheated, then they won, and then it's the Phillies, bro. It's the Phillies.
But it's
Imagine
Bryce
the
Harper.
opposite.
He's such a great player and nice guy.
I hate
He
Bryce
deserves it.
Harper. If it was the opposite, if it was, let's say, the Brewers cheated, or no, yeah, or the Brewers cheated, and it was the Brewers and the Red Sox in the World Series. You ain't rooting for the Red Sox. You are not rooting for the Red Sox.
I don't root for the Red Sox as my kid. I always say I won't root for the Red Sox as my kid played for them.
Okay.
I'd root for my kid. I hope he bats 300, but no, I'm not rooting for the Red Sox.
But you know what? So is the Red? I mean, I don't really know. Is the Phillies really that equivalent to the Red Sox in U.S.? I thought it was the Braves that was worse.
It's the Phillies and the Braves. It's what happened. The Phillies have been in the Mets division longer, so it's a longer running rivalry. But since like the late '90s, it's a lot of the Braves. If you remember, used to be in the National League West. The Atlanta Braves used to be in the West, and they were in the same division as the Giants and Dodgers. So weird.
And the Astros were in the National League.
Yeah, Astros were National League.
Put them
Yeah,
back.
they were in the Central, and then they moved to the American League West.
See, like I wouldn't mind if the Orioles or maybe like the Blue Jays won a World Series against the cheaters. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
It does depend. It does depend.
It would be like for me the Marlins. Okay, I guess.
Well, Dave, you got to understand too. You got to feel. You got. See, look, you got Steve, you got Terzio, and you got Jaime. I'm going to tell all three is I feel bad for you because look at the last. You got the Nationals.
Oh, I know.
The Braves just won, and now if the Phillies win, it's ridiculous. Like.
And I mean, supposedly the Marlins are winning in 2028, so get ready.
Yeah. The Mets aren't on that guy's list. I don't like it.
Neither are the Yankees. They're not on that list. And listen, if the Phillies win this year, that guy is my new god.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
I wonder if is he putting money on all this stuff? He better start.
I think he's one of those TikTok guys from the future, but he just talks about sports. That's it. I don't think he's anything else.
The ESPN one, they did the same thing. I don't have it up here anymore, but 2026 they had Mets beating the Yankees in the World Series. That was the only time Mets Yankees were in the World Series up until like 2032, whenever they did it. But all right, well, let's talk about the two teams in the World Series really quickly because they both suck. All right, Phillies and Astros. Listen, I have not watched. I know Bryce Harper hit a massive home run. I haven't seen it. I will not look at that. I will not look to see any joy on that man's face.
See, I have never seen a Red Sox clinching World Series. Never. Not even on like when the footage comes on, I go bloop. Cut it off.
What about the infomercials at 3 a.m? You can own your Red Sox celebration.
Sports Illustrated.
As far as I'm concerned, they've never won because I've never seen it.
There you go. That's the way to do it. All right. So here's where we talked about. I think it was last week. The difference between how the different series works. The Astros have the home field advantage. It's 2-3-2, 2 in Houston, then Philly, then Houston again. But as soon as if the home team loses one of those games, it is reverse times a million. The home field advantage because now you got 3 of the next 4 games in the lesser opponent's backyard. So I don't know if that's going to be something that they look at. But if Houston loses one of these 2 games, I'll be furious. That's number one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But let's just go through here. Houston was the one team that I didn't like. If the Mets had made it to the World Series, this is back months, is the one team that I thought that we would struggle with. They're a complete team. They've been together all this time. I'm actually Carlos Correa. It's good that he's missing out on this. He was a major vocal guy in that whole thing of who cares, whatever, it done. But now he's on Minnesota, so he's not dealing with this. Terzio says Astros in 5. This is also where you talk about the teams that get the hottest. Houston hasn't lost a game yet. But they're not the team that came in the hottest. The Phillies are the team that came in the hottest, but Houston's just as hot as they were all year. They have not even lost a game yet. My prediction for this one, I'm going to agree with Terzio. I'm going to say the Astros win this in 5, and I hope to celebrate all over that stadium in Philadelphia. And I can't wait to send that video to Brian Humpsucks. All right, Timmy, how many games Philly are going to win this? Or are you doing with this your heart with or your head?
No, I'm going with my head, unfortunately.
Okay.
I like the Astros in 6. And by the way, just for the record, in case somebody with the initials FT wants to get on my nerves, I thought the Astros would beat the Yankees in 6 also. So I didn't think they get swept, but I think the Yankees had that. I told you guys too. They didn't have the pitching. Their pitching wasn't there, but guess what? The fucking hitting didn't show up either. But still, but no, I unfortunately I'm gonna have to go with the Astros in 6.
Jaime down there saying Correa is already opted out of his contract. Do you want him? Would you take him on the Yankees?
No.
Okay.
I love these young kids we got. I absolutely love these young kids we got. Look, I'm all about fucking raping the Angels of all their guys right now.
Oh yeah.
They're going to sell everybody off with them selling the team. So get every good player out of that team first, and then we'll worry about the rest. But
SNY has already put together the Mets trade package for Ohtani.
I see. My prediction was Trout to the Yankees, Ohtani to the Mets. That was my prediction.
Can you imagine that?
I'm
like
just saying.
No, I'm just saying that the New York City baseball world would explode. And now it's like the Mets are finally living up to their end of the bargain. In that situation, you know, I don't know with the Judge, what happens with Judge, but if you got Judge and Trout and Lindor and Alonso and Ohtani and all these guys in the same city, holy shit!
That Subway Series will be insane.
It'll be you couldn't. I don't know. You know if Ed could get tickets to it.
I wouldn't watch it. Honestly, I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't be able to take it. I wouldn't be able to take the pressure. I'm gonna go in hibernating and come out when it's over. Like, all right, who won? Who won?
me and Keith, we'll head up there. We stay up there with you guys. We go to a couple of the games. We hit the bars for the others.
Done.
And we all live in misery for the week until it's over. All right, Dave, who you got in this World Series?
So, I mean, I feel like I'm always different here. I'm going to go straight with my heart. Don't want these cheaters to win again. And I want Bryce Harper to get that World Series ring. I think he's earned it. You know, he gets a lot of hate. And, you know, he's a good player. He's been great. You know, like I said, he just gets that hate.
So I can't even play in the outfield. I'm just a DH. Sorry.
Oh, no one complained what Big Papi was doing. So,
but he didn't fake an injury. He's like Shawn Michaels back in the day with the knee injury.
Yeah, Big Papi.
Always got to bring up Shawn Michaels.
He's one of the best.
I know Shawn is.
Not the best there is. The best there was.
We're talking about Natalia? That's what it is?
Yeah. No.
So right. I'm going to go Phillies in 6.
Ooh. Hey, I hope you're right, but you know,
I hope you're wrong.
I was going with my head.
I hope you're very, 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 very wrong, Dave. Jaime says Astros in 6, maybe 5. What? Oh, casinos. Let Steve Cohen worry about the Mets, please. Talk about the casino.
Listen, as long as he brought that up, I will never.
Oh, I saw what you said the other day.
In a New York City casino.
I'm in for the madness. Put me in there, baby.
Anarchy. You can't even.
I'm in.
It's you got to see
what
Penn Station looks like right now. They're thinking about making it legal and building some there. You think it's bad now? You got to see what Penn Station looks like because they're redoing it. Dude, you get lost down there now. You get lost.
Oh, really?
Even I got lost. I came out from the AC trip last week. I'm going
detours.
I don't know where I am. I've lived here all my life. I'm going. I have no idea where I am down here right now because there's billboards and sheetrock and all kinds of. I'm like, I have no idea where I am. So,
really?
Casino? No. You know how many homeless people we wanted into that casino begging for money? How many people are trying to rob you in the middle of a casino in New York? Are you kidding me?
Really?
Never.
Wait, so but we got casinos in bad areas here too.
It's
Not the greatest of areas.
It'll be anarchy.
Which ones?
It'll be anarchy.
Which ones?
It's no
That
different.
one
It's
off
no-
of what's off Dixie, near Aventura. Not the nice one. I'm not talking about Hard Rock. I'm not talking about the other one on in Hollandale. I'm talking about the ones in between the Turnpike and 95. You know,
Calder?
there's one that's called there. There's one that I drive there, and I'm like, the parking lot is almost completely empty. I will be robbed. I'll probably be robbed on the way in and on the way out. But all right, I'm in. Give me a little anarchy. And by the way, also Noah Syndergaard is not getting a fucking ring. No, absolutely not. The Phillies cannot win. No.
Oh, that's right.
Was
He's
that-
on Philly.
Absolutely not. Hell no.
Get him that ring, baby. No,
I feel
this
really
isn't
bad for you guys. If the Phillies win.
Oh my
This isn't
god.
the first time that a Philadelphia team has gone up against a team that's a bunch of cheaters. The last time that happened, that Philadelphia team beat those cheaters.
The Yankees?
No.
What are you talking about?
The Eagles when they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
yes, yeah.
Oh.
But the Eagles also screwed us 2 years ago. We could be working on the Giants could be working on 2 out of 3 playoff seasons if not for the damn Eagles a couple years ago. Night, Jaime.
Jaime, take care, brother.
Sorry to hear about that, Jaime.
That's all right. It's just an A to Z show. It's all good. It's all good.
All right, let's move over to a little bit of NBA talk. Weird first week, some surprises, some not so surprises. I would guess under the not so surprise is that there's chaos and anarchy within the Lakers. LeBron comes out after game 1, says we need some shooters, which is true. The Lakers have not LeBron is made to have shooters around him. He creates, kicks out, whatever. And the combination of Russell Westbrook trying to get a 2-for-1 when they were ahead by 1. I don't know, Dave. Did you see LeBron when he walked up? For that one?
When he was going for the game, LeBron just at half court, and Anthony Davis were just like, "What the hell is he doing?"
So, Timmy, the Lakers were up by 1 with about 28 seconds to go, 30 seconds, and they're taking everybody's taking their time. And here comes Westbrook. LeBron's like, yeah, he ain't shooting that. Nah, hell no, he ain't gonna shoot that. Him and AD. He puts up the shot, and LeBron's like,
they were by half court, Tim. Half court. They weren't even set up. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Good. The more the Lakers suffered, the better.
Yeah, the
there.
Lakers.
How are you?
Who's that?
Victoria. Hello there.
Victoria. Hi.
But, you know what? The more Lakers misery, the happier I am.
It's been a really weird first cup week because we have the
Portland's
Jazz started
4-0.
off 3-0.
Yeah, Portland's 4-0. The Jazz finally lost. They're 3-1 now.
The Sixers were also 0-3 as well. At one point, now they're 1-3.
The Heat 1-3. Sixers 1-3. The Nets are 1-2. The Bucks and the Celtics are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They've come out strong. Portland wasn't supposed to be anywhere. You got Pelicans are 3-1. The Spurs, who everybody was like, they're gonna get the lottery and pretend that there are a lot of picks for the number 1 pick, even though it's a lottery. They're already the youngest team in the NBA. They're off to a 3-1 start. But outside of that, it's been a rather. The Clippers are 2-2. They just lost to who was it on a buzzer beater?
The Thunder.
No,
Thunder. They lost last night.
Not on a buzzer beater. It wasn't a buzzer beater.
They got blown out, and I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be an easy game for the Clippers. I put money on it, and then Paul George didn't play, Kawhi didn't play, and I was like, what? And these assholes got blown out by the Thunder. I was so upset.
It's all this in the load management. What they officially call it? What is it? Injury something injury avoidance. I don't know what the hell it's called, but
Called being soft.
yeah, and the leader of them all is Kyrie, who wanted to get that in his contract, not to play back-to-back games. Okay, okay. Imagine that's balls, man. I'm glad that got leaked out, but that's balls to ask for something like that.
Can you imagine being on a Magic's Lakers, Larry's Celtics, or Jordan's Bulls, and having a guy go, "I don't want to play 2 games in a row." Those guys would beat the shit out of you. Just beat the shit out of you.
Say
Get
that
the
to
hell
Jordan.
out of here. Yeah.
Steve Kerr would have gotten knocked out again if he would have said, you know, probably not best that I play tonight. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, I got a sore elbow. I think I should take this game off.
And then it's the best. Like I get it sometimes with a lot the fragile players. Kawhi is. I mean, the Clippers did it to themselves though. They got 2 of the most fragile guys in the league. Knowing this, like they went into this knowing that this was going to happen. Still all that money, and then they're supposed to be at the top of the list this year in the West, but slow start there too.
Yeah,
and the Heat off to a relatively slow start, but that's why the NBA is such a long season. In 2 months we won't know what the hell's going on either. There's going to be some dramatics involved here and there, but in 2 months we still won't know the seeding. Now it's 1 through 6, 7 through 10. They get that play-in tournament. A lot of things has changed, Timmy.
What? Wait, whoa, say that again.
So 1 through 6 is now your guaranteed playoffs. 7, and then to get into now there's a play-in tournament that started last year. 7 plays the 10 seed, 8 plays the 9 seed. The first, if you lose, it's a double, right?
It's a double for 7 and 8.
7 and 8. So the winner of 8, 10, and 7 becomes your 7 seed.
Okay.
Wait, is that how it is? I thought it's 7. No. 7 and 8 play. Whoever wins that gets 7. Then 9 and 10 play. Whoever wins that plays
8.
The loser of the 7 and 8. Yes, and then whoever wins that gets the 8 seed. So technically, the 10 seed could technically end up being the 8 seed in the playoffs if they win the 2 games.
And while this is going on, what are 1 through 6 doing?
Twiddling their thumbs,
chilling. It's just 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
It only takes it's like a 4-day thing. It invites others to participate. A little participation trophy for 9 and 10. And there's good points to it. There's not so good points to it. You're gonna get potentially a 32 win team, maybe a 32 and 50 team like back in the day. Would be your 10 seed in the East. Every year it was the 6th, the 7th, and 8th seeds were for sure under 500. Absolutely for sure. Like out in the West, the last seed would be 5 games over. And would be like the 3rd seed of the East. But no terrible surprises, and there's not a lot to react to in the first week of the NBA. So,
what did you hear? What Adam Silver said though, that he almost considered for the offseason to do?
No.
So for the draft, there's a big thing with like tanking for players, and even though like it's not like the NFL where if you tank, you for sure get the first pick. You could tank and still get like the 3rd, 4th, 5th pick.
The 8th, like the Knicks every year. Suck every year, 7th pick, 8th pick, yeah.
What Adam Silver said that he considered doing, but then he's like, oh, it might just mess up like the integrity of the league. He was gonna relegate the bottom 2 like teams to the G League and then bring the best 2 up into the NBA, like in soccer.
Like in soccer. You surprised I know that, didn't I? Yeah, aren't you? Huh?
I've been watching Wrexham fucking 2 on FX with what's his name? I've been watching that whole thing.
Ryan Reynolds.
With Ryan Reynolds, yeah, I watched that whole thing.
Nice. I only know that because of what's that show? Ted Lasso. That's the only reason why I know.
I only know because of Ryan Reynolds. That's only I know because they said that too. We have to try to get out of this league, and their example was, what if the Yankees lost? They'd be playing AAA teams. I'm like, well, shit. Then we'd hit and pitch, and we'd be winning.
We'd be out of
Judge would have 93 home runs. Terzio, yeah, the Knicks, yeah, they're looking good for the first three games, and they looked good last year through the first 10 games, and then they kind of collapsed. There's one guy, his name Julius Randle. If he plays the way if he plays 80% of what he did 2 years ago, the Knicks will have a nice season. I do wish that I bet the over, because they went real low on the Knicks over under for wins at 36.5, and I think they get into the low 40s. But I missed the boat on that one. Maybe better off that way. All right, let's get into the NFL, guys.
Yay.
Let's get into some football here. Where's my NFL stuff here? Anything off the top of your head, guys, that stands out? Any of your exciting moments? NFC offensive player of the week? Any of those type of things that you want to talk about?
Who was the offensive player of the week? I don't know who that was.
Who cares?
Dave.
It's just
Dave.
regular week.
Do you know?
It's just a regular week award.
Do you have any idea? I want you to say it.
Who
want
was
you
the
to say,
week 12
I want
offensive
you to
player of the week in the NFC in 2013?
I want
no
you
one
to
knows.
say who the player of the week is. Say it.
You can do it, Dave.
Say it.
What was that?
Daniel Jones.
Yeah. And did he help lead the Giants to a victory? 6-1 Giants.
He most definitely did.
Okay. Oof.
That's all we wanted to hear. That's all we wanted to hear.
Dave's blood pressure is like 180 over 110 right now.
So hot in this car?
The phone is starting to shake. Daniel Jones. All right. So where are we at here? Last week, what's today? 26th already.
Last week we had a couple shocks, I think, as well.
We
Brady.
did. What's going on there? Yeah, team of the week, the Jets. Get out of here, Terzio. You said goodnight. Get out. Don't leave us here with your Jets stuff. Yeah, the Bucks put up 3 points. Tom's pissed. Tom's like, I know that there's all these jokes out there, but Tom has really got to be thinking, what the hell did I do?
You do know that wide open thing that Mike Evans dropped cost me my fucking fantasy game, right? I needed just that one touchdown would have been nice. Cost me my game. Thank you.
Yeah, it cost me like $20 too.
Oh yeah. Well, I separated. I had the one that I sent you guys with like the Raiders and those teams, and I separated Bucks and Packers, and they both, shit the bed. But
I did one where it was just Tom Brady throwing a touchdown. That's all I needed. Just one touchdown.
Those are the worst ones.
You can do it in his sleep.
When you lose those bets, that's the worst. That really is.
You can do it in his sleep.
Against the Panthers, which at least now we know what the cancer was in the Panthers. It was Christian McCaffrey. It was Robbie Anderson. It was the coach. Like, we all know what the cancer was in the Panthers, That's all it was. No other reason.
And all Baker had to do was sit on the bench and watch some rookie play. And who knows, that would have been the cure.
And XFLer. Daniel Jones did not lose his job to an XFL quarterback. And I'll send you this, but I think I saved it. But Joy Taylor, is that somebody that you respect, Dave?
Absolutely, I love Joy Taylor.
Okay, Joy Taylor went in on Baker, calling him there's no way. She actually said, "In what world is Baker Mayfield not a bust?" She said #1 draft pick. And then she went through like the record. Yeah, I'm not big on the records of the quarterback thing. That's a team thing. But went into the records, had that 1 year, 11-5, great. But outside of that, had weapons and didn't do anything to it. Was traded to Carolina and is now on the bench for an XFLer. Like, you cannot. Dave wants to go run and hide. In a redraft today, Daniel Jones goes rounds ahead of Baker Mayfield. If they were in the same draft.
Calm down there. Calm down there. Daniel Jones gets drafted in the 5th round right now.
That's fine. Baker gets drafted on day 3. Oh, there it is, Timmy. R.I.P. the East. The Bengals. Joe Burrow goes off. 4 touchdowns, almost 500 yards. Same type of thing as last year. They got off to a so-so start, him and Chase, and then week 6 or 7 they just started clicking and they went off for the rest of the year. The Cardinals. I had the Saints. Timmy, you both went. I think you both went with the Cardinals, right? No, I think Dave, you were with me.
I had Saints.
Okay, and then
I had the Cards.
Yeah, the card, and then you see this high-scoring affair, and you're like looking to see where is this happening on my fantasy team. I had Rondell Moore in one league; he had 4 points. Zach Ertz 6 points. I'm like, hello. And a certain somebody returned last week, and I will apologize to Mr. Hopkins. I didn't think that he was going to have such a prolific game in game 1, but there it is. And Dave. I think you have him on a fantasy team, but forget about fantasy for a while. Is him returning? Does that Cardinals are 3-4? Does that make you look at the Cardinals any differently going forward with how that division is? Seattle, the 49ers. It's a rough one, and the Rams.
Yeah, I think it makes him a little bit more competitive because now you actually have a playmaker on there that can get open or can make the difficult catches. Where, I mean, Rondell Moore is a little fragile, and then AJ Green is I don't know what doing what.
Ertz is Benjamin and Connor, but Ertz has been his safety net, which is, I mean, that's a pretty damn good safety net. Yeah,
you're not winning a lot of games just doing that, throwing it to the tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Cowboys beat the Lions. Dak was able to beat Detroit. Good for him. The Giants, we escaped. I don't know if I had a minor heart attack or what. But if there was ever a definition of bend don't break, it's that last play. It's that last play, and my aorta and stuff. Bend don't break.
So what happened that the Giants? I felt like they were favored, and then on Sunday they were +3.
No, they were underdogs the whole. It was actually, and the line moved. Yeah, they were underdogs by 2.5. Moved to 3.
Okay, I get the game was close, but they were 5-1 going into the week against a 2-3 team. How the hell were we not favored in that game?
I agree. They don't. That's Vegas telling the world that we don't trust the Giants yet.
And they were the 5th. They were number 5 in the rankings, and somehow they're still not favored.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. But we'll talk more about that game tomorrow on We Stomped You Out. The Titans beat the Colts. They're in disarray. Matt Ryan's out.
Thank God.
The rookie quarterback. I thought that Matt Ryan had his best game the previous week.
He did.
Right? He did. 3 or 4 touchdowns, and then he was out, and they said it was a shoulder injury, and then the coach said, well, regardless of the injury, he's not going to be our quarterback moving forward.
That's crazy.
Nuts. And then they didn't have did Taylor come back last week?
Yes.
Yeah, but he had a so-so performance. But the Titans 4-2 now. And of course, you got the Packers now have lost 3 in a row to the Giants, the Jets, and now the Commanders.
Heineke, baby.
That's a disaster there. Heineke. The Jets beat the Broncos. Raiders thumped the Texans. What's his name? Josh Jacobs is just going off week after week. This is a contract year. That's
how it works. That's always how it works.
135 yards a game for this guy recently. Here was a surprise for me. The Seahawks thoroughly whooped up on the Chargers. When does that like the Chargers are 4-3? It seems like this is happening again. We talked almost all offseason about like the elite teams in the AFC, and the Chargers were always brought up, and now they're sitting at a mediocre 4-3. The quarterback has a rib issue. They just got a wide receiver back. Eckler's been playing like crazy, and the Seahawks go. It's crazy that it doesn't matter what team is going in, there's more fans for the other team. It's nuts. Seattle, what? So much cheering going on there.
Gino.
It's Gino.
Fucking Smith.
Gino's gonna die this week.
Well, I mean, you saw it, right? It's the only game this week that has two winning franchises against each other.
Yeah, Eli should do like on the field correspondence and just stick out his leg for when Gino's running by. Chiefs took care of the 49ers. This was a surprise to me, and how much the Chiefs were able to just work the 49ers. I know that they have some injuries on their side, but Timmy, is this Chiefs offense is, with the eye test, this Chiefs offense is looking better than it did with the Cheetah last year.
Yeah, it is. Hey, you never know. Maybe he was a problem in the locker room. Maybe it was a problem on the field that we don't know about. And sometimes, the old subtraction is as good as addition, whatever the hell that fucking saying is, whatever they call it. But yeah, I hate to admit it, but they look, Bills Chiefs AFC Championship.
Or it has to be.
I think that's just done already. Like I'd put my fucking stamp on it right now. Not like my Detroit Lions making the playoffs, which is already done.
Or my Denver Broncos making the Super Bowl.
But you know what? But you know who's taking the Lions' place in those playoffs? The Giants are.
Yes.
So it's okay.
That was a Cowboys place.
I don't mind me being wrong. Now.
Bill Simmons says that every year there's a team that's, you say, how the fuck did they make the playoffs? And first he thought it was going to be Carolina before the season started, but he's since changed it to the Giants. He was like, I don't like I don't like them, and not in a bad way. You get in there. You think last year the Bucs were scared of the Giants? The Bucs are going to be terrified to play the Giants this year. They don't like if they get to the play, if the Bucs make the playoffs. And then Dave down here is the Dolphins and Steelers, and for me, I don't know why it seems like every single year, no matter how good the Dolphins offense is supposed to be, they get involved in these boring ass weird shit games, 16-10. Like, if you're gonna be an elite, team, which is what the Dolphins are trying to do here, you gotta whoop up on the Steelers. I mean, a win's a win. I completely get it. If it's the Giants have had 6 or 7 one-score games, and they're 6-1 from that. So I believe in, doesn't matter how much you win by, but they weren't so much better than the Steelers in any facet of that game, I thought.
No, they didn't look impressive at all. Honestly, if it wasn't for that crazy pick at the end, I think the Steelers were going to score. I think they easily would have scored. They had the momentum on their side, and yeah, I don't know. Dolphins are a weird team. Like,
and how many times did you see Tua put the ball up and it go through a defender's hand, like right through the hands, or into the shoulder or something like that? Like, very interceptable balls. And I'm not doing this because it's Tua. I just, with my eyes, I'm seeing these are not. They're maybe it's a game to get him back into it. Maybe that's it. He sustained a nasty concussion, but that's not the same Tua that I saw against the Ravens.
I mean, that's been the only time that Tua's looked impressive, because week 1,
and he got vaunted into Hall of Fame discussion after that game.
Week 3 against the Bills, he didn't look impressive. The weather looked impressive.
Yes.
Then the next week,
and the Ravens, he was forced into throwing. They were down by so much.
Yeah, and honestly, the Ravens defense blew that, and we've noticed now how many games have the Ravens defense blown at the end.
Yeah,
like, so I don't think he looks as impressive as the delusional Dolphin fans want to be about it, but
It's
hey,
unbelievable.
they're also winning.
Yeah. Well, the Dolphins are now 4-3, and then Timmy, we got treated to a just a Patriots butt whipping last night.
Unbelievable.
33-14. It hurt me from a wallet standpoint. Dave, I'm sorry you're involved in that. You know, I didn't make you click the button though. It's just
No, you
offering my.
didn't. You just showed me a different
That
side
was
of things,
so
and I was like,
damn.
oh,
Timmy, I had what was gonna be fantastic. It was Ramondre against the Bears. Ramondre Stevenson for 70 yards, 70 or more yards, 1 touchdown, and the Patriots win.
That's a good bet.
That's a good bet.
It is,
and it paid well. So you figure the Patriots for sure. The only thing that I was a little concerned about was the 70 yards. That's the only thing that I thought that was going to fall short.
Listen, in this
Zappy's
world,
in there, and now what's his name is named the starter again.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. What's going on? What the Belichick is getting this old and senile.
I think Belichick really is trying to destroy that franchise before he walks out at the end of the year. He's trying to leave down. He's trying to burn it down to the ground before he leaves. But I was going to say, you know what the problem is? If there really are time travelers among us, they're bookies. Like I said, that sounds like a great bet to me. I would have bet that too, but somehow it didn't come true. And the bookie's like, we knew it. They know. They just always know.
And he got that touchdown like early. It was like good. Like, okay, look, now the Patriots are gonna come back.
Yeah.
No, it just I don't.
Thanks, Mac Jones. What are you doing, Mac?
They got their asses kicked. Right. By the way, Steve, just to give a quick preview of We Stomped You Out tomorrow, I have the ugly returns tomorrow, and it's one person. One person. Just tune in to see who that one person is. Because I'm going to go off on this one person.
It's called the tease, guys. That's called the tease.
It's called the tease.
All right, and then Bellinger gets that nasty eye socket injury. I don't know what made me think about that just now.
That was bad.
All right, it's time. It is time for our world famous.
Gator time?
Yes.
Are we in a tornado?
It's Gator time.
I think we're in a tornado.
Is there windage going on? What's the wind?
There you go.
Dave, I don't want you to get all hot though, Dave.
They don't get hot, but you got to watch because it's very loud. I felt like Bill Paxton there for a second. I don't know what the hell's going on.
All right, so let me get these up here.
This fucking game right off the bat. Jesus. Well, by the way, what did we do last week? What was our records last week?
All right, let me pull that up here. We did better. You and I and Ed and Kyle all went 9-5. Dave, you went 500, 7-7.
I'll tell you.
Nobody else was really. It was between 6-8 and 9-5.
Okay.
So for the season now, Joe continues to be in first place. I am 2 games out. Tim and Ed 3 out. Kyle 4 out. Dave, you're 6 out.
Damn,
time
6.
Time to make.
I thought it was 4 still. Damn, I've had 2 lousy weeks.
All right. So first up, Ravens at the Bucks. Look at this shit. The Ravens are a favorite in Tampa on a Thursday night game. I'm going with the Ravens here. Now, Tampa and Tom might prove me wrong. Evans might not drop a wide open touchdown this week, but I'm until the Bucks start turning things around a little bit. I'm not going to choose them over another playoff team. So I'm going with the Ravens here. Dave, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens too. Yeah, the Bucks just don't look good in any like offense or defense.
They're not even using Fournette anymore. Like, what? Let's just pass every down. What are they doing?
Got to get the most out of Brady. Brady's like, put me out there.
He's gonna die out there soon. Yeah? He's either gonna die to be depressed on the sideline. He's getting skinnier and skinnier every week. Screaming at everybody. Now there's rumors that the divorce is all done. I don't know if you guys have heard that. That that means it's been in the works for a really long time. You didn't go through a divorce with, almost $1 billion on the line that quickly, right?
They probably had
Kids.
prenups and all that shit.
Yeah. So it doesn't. I guess that doesn't really matter then. Yeah, you go your way, you go yours, and done. I guess the kids. That's it. All right, Timmy, who you got in this one?
This hurts my head. This game. I am gonna go against you guys. I think the Bucks rebound finally this week at home, and they win this game by 6. Just throwing those 6 out there. And
By the way,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I was gonna say by that 6 means like a 17 fucking 10 final. I mean, like nothing exuberant by any chance.
The Patriots were 9.5 point favorites yesterday and got thumped. So that happens, and people lose money. Next up, the London game, and after one game in which both teams that we sent to London were over 500, we go back to sending our crap over there. It's the Broncos and the Jags. Did you hear? I mean, I guess we're getting used to this. That weird sort of conference that Mr. Unlimited had today, where he detailed his 8-hour. I didn't hear the question. So in fairness to him, the question might have been, detail us everything that you did for the 8 hours on your flight here. So he said, for the first 2 hours, I studied game tape. For the next hour, I rehabbed, and all the guys were knocked out, and I walked up and down the aisle to take care of my hamstring. Then I slept for about an hour, and then for the rest of the flight, I watched game tape, and now we're here. This guy's so weird.
That's bullshit. I don't buy that for 1 second.
All right. Do you think Mr. Unlimited just needed to get the hell out of the country to another continent and to get a victory, or does Jacksonville, on a completely neutral site, Jacksonville is favored by 3.5? And by the way, I will remember to say this again tomorrow, but how great was it? And I saw it live, but I wasn't sure if that's exactly what happened. But Evan Ingram last week during that game, he did get a pivotal first down and then went like this to the crowd as if to wave off the Giants fans. And then, wind up losing. So congratulations, Evan Ingram, on that first down.
That's what I was like. Who are you waving to, stupid?
All right.
You're at your own stadium. What the hell are you waving to?
So dumb.
I hope your mom is up there because you look like an idiot.
Which was a Giants home game. Anyway.
It was to the people at the pool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'll be
How
there
much
soon.
are those tickets? Those seats up there. They used to have a pool in where is it? Was it in Miami? Yeah, yeah. And they have in Phoenix too, I think, where the Diamondbacks play. Remember when they were gonna put an aquarium behind home plate at Marlins Park? Mm-hmm. And the animal rights people said, well, the ball gets past there and it slams into the aquarium, it's gonna either break it or scare a fish.
They did put it, and it was there for a while until that very thing happened. That one of those just hit it, and boom, it cracked. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to take this off now."
Not a good idea, along with that big home run thing that they used to have. All right, Timmy, we'll start with you on this one. Broncos at the Jags, in London against the Jags.
Clusterfuck week. But you know what? I'm not giving the Broncos any credit at all. I'm going to go with Jaguars in London. Trevor Lawrence, Mitch Kramer himself is going to win this game.
All right, Dave.
By the way, that's what I was screaming at the TV. Fuck you, Mitch Kramer. Fuck
you. Dave, who you got in this one?
I almost changed my pick last week on Sunday, but I was like, no, I don't even want. Obviously, Sunday was a bad day. I didn't even fix my lineup, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna. I feel like this is the week for me to say it and it be right. Broncos, let's ride.
All right. Is this it? Is this the last one? If they lose? No, but if they lose, is it you hitching a ride somewhere else, I hope.
Yeah, I think they'll have a flat tire. You're gonna have to call an Uber.
That's right.
I don't see it happening. I got the Jags. I think the Jags have. I think they have skill position players that are gonna be better than the Broncos right now. ETN is now. I mean, they trade Robinson to the Jets after Brees Hall goes out. ETN was already getting the bulk of the carries there. So, and you stole him off the waiver wire, you son of a bitch, Dave. Ha, bastard. I just remember that. I was like, I didn't get him. Who got him? I was surprised he was on the waiver to begin with. I was
Me
like,
too,
who
when I saw
got
him,
him? I was like, Dave.
Oh. I was like, oh, he's here. Whoop.
It was like Newman. It's on Seinfeld. Newman. I'm gonna go with the Jags in this one. I don't know. The Broncos can't put anything together, so I don't even know if this might be a blowout. I know you're riding with them, Dave, but I don't know. And then he does these weird things that make me believe that like nothing's changing. Happy birthday, Sierra, though. A couple days ago.
I saw it the other day. I was like, oh, Timmy must be like rolling his eyes.
I've seen better heads than a mug of beer.
Come on. All right. That's the London game that I am not waking up especially early for. If I sleep through it, all good. Just set your lineup, set your fantasy lineup with those guys. All right, now let's get back to the States, the main slate. Panthers, Falcons. We lead off here. I know that the Panthers got up for that game last week, but I think the Falcons are. I think the Falcons just don't. I think the Falcons are at a point where they just believe that they can win, and I think the Panthers used up all that energy and whatnot. The whole story with PJ, what's his name? Walker is a good story and all, and maybe he'll be successful in the league. Maybe he's the quarterback for the next few seasons for Carolina. Maybe he shows it. Maybe it's that guy who doesn't care. He's getting his opportunity, so he's going to make the most of it. He's going to air it out and just not take risks and whatnot. But I think they expended a lot of energy there.
So you're saying he's the yeast
because he's going to rise.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So I am going with the Falcons this week. Dave, who you got this one?
He's gonna be walking his way to free agency next year.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's gonna be the quarterback.
We haven't changed the thing on the bottom.
Sorry, I'm weirding you out here. Falcons are.
I got confused. I was like, wait.
Falcons are 6-point favorite.
I like the Falcons, man. They have a lot of young guys, so that's where I'm going with them.
Yeah, I really like their. I even if I remembered how to pronounce his name, it would have been gone off the top of my head. The running back. He's
something like the Algier.
Yeah, Al Jazeera. I don't know.
Al Jazeera.
No offense out there, people. This is not a offense-free zone. So yeah. All right. So you're gonna go with the Falcons here. Also, Timmy, who you got in this one?
Yes, I'm going Falcons also.
I'll go with the Dirty Birds.
All right, Dave. You see this right here, though? You see that right there? See it, right?
Yeah.
Idol. It's a nice idol back there.
You see, but look, you see there how there's two of them? Oh.
All right, next up, the very surprising Bears from a couple days ago. Can they be surprising once more? I can only hope. Bears at the Cowboys. Dallas is a 10.5-point favorite here.
There's that line I like to see.
I don't know that they cover, but I'd have the Cowboys here. Timmy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'd love to see the Bears pull off another upset, but
hell yeah,
Dallas is going to win this one probably easily too.
Yeah, I agree. I think they also cover. I'll say they'll cover, and them boys win.
So they're gonna keep pace with us.
Unfortunately, like I said, that's why I wanted them to lose to the Eagles. I feel like that was what we needed. Thankfully.
Yeah. No, you're right because it's more feasible that the Eagles run away with it. They just added to their pass rush today. Who they
Robert
get
Quinn.
from the Bears? Yeah, the Quinn comes over from Chicago, which is another reason why Cowboys probably going to win this game. Next up, the Dolphins with their fans, with their chest pumped out. Timmy sees an opening here. I say Timmy sees an opening to go with the Lions here. I am gonna go with the Dolphins here, but I do think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be closer than it is on paper. Swift looks like he's gonna be back. Amon Ra St. Brown looks like he's gonna be back. So that's two. Even though it's right, even though it's the Lions, those are two big. Like these guys are big pieces to that puzzle. St. Brown was everywhere. He was Debo from last year, in weeks 2 through 4 until he got hurt. And Swift is a beast. There, you get that potentially 3-headed monster as your run game. I don't know if I'm talking myself into the going with the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, but I think it's a really close game here. I think maybe it's a field goal game. Maybe this line is right here. Dave,
I don't know. And then you add Reynolds to that and Hodgkinson. Oh, man,
but
Goff is still there, so I'm weird
that's
about
the only thing I was like, I just don't like Goff.
But remember one
if
thing,
only
guys,
they had a quarterback, Stafford.
Remember one thing though. That's all offensive guys you're talking about.
Yes.
Their defense is a steaming pile of shit.
Yes.
So,
but at least at the beginning of the year, they were able to be in shootouts with people. Like the last couple of weeks, it's been like it's been like 2 years ago. Lions where they wouldn't show up, but like week 1 against the Eagles, what was it, 39 or 38-35? They were able to put up points, but then they shit the bed against New England. But we'll see there. But we're giving Dave a little bit more time to think this one over.
I hate that you just brought up all those points. I might change this pick if these guys don't get cleared to play, but I'm going to go the Lions.
Going with the Lions.
I need to catch up this week.
Okay, yeah.
Some games back.
Lions.
The Lions.
They begin their comeback for that last playoff spot this week.
But what are we getting? We're getting the 5th seed then.
Yep, 5th seed.
All right. I almost put this on for you as background. I don't know if you could hear that. Very soft. Mm-hmm. Daydreaming. Dave thinking about his pick. All right. So we're very split here. I got the Dolphins there. You two with the Lions. Next up, the Cardinals. The different look Cardinals. I know. Week. They get James Conner back this week. I mean, Eno Benjamin did fine. I think he did better than expected. And now maybe you have a two-headed monster back there because Conner was taking like 85% of the load at one point. Kyler seemed to calm down a little bit. The Call of Duty jinx was gone. That didn't happen last week. Another reason, maybe that's why I picked against them. I picked the Saints. But they playing the Vikings fresh off a bye week. I know it's Cousins, but you get a fresh legs for Jefferson, fresh legs for Dalvin Cook. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings here at home. 3.5 point favorites. No, Dave,
what a surprise! Your boy Kirk Cousins.
What, my boy?
Well, you secretly like Kirk Cousins.
He is starting in one of my leagues because I have him as backup. To Mahomes is on bye this week. The Chiefs and the Chargers on bye. Wait, so does that mean you're going with the Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm going Cards.
Oh,
I have Kirk Cousins.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, this one's this is not the last hard. There's a few of these, and you're gonna be like, I'm not sure.
You know what? I'm actually gonna ride with Dave on this one. I think they got the win. They got a little momentum. They're getting their guys back. Yeah. Let's try those Cardinals this week.
With you guys.
Let's see what happens.
Just going against the grain. All right. The Raiders up next. They are in Nolans this week. Vegas on the road, 2-point favorites here. Did you see Devontae Adams politely ask the cameraman to move over before he walked through the tunnel? Come on. It was funny. The guy, he's funny.
I love just being a dick.
He gets a pass because he was never a dick in Green Bay, and it's the Raiders. So you expect that there's something seeping through the locker room that turns people into assholes there. Maybe it's expectations and completely missing them, but all right, Raiders, Saints. Timmy, you start with this one.
It's another hard one.
Yeah,
but I am going to go with the Criminals, Las Vegas Raiders, in the upset in New Orleans.
Dave?
I just don't like the Saints.
Agreed. I'm gonna go Raiders too. I think they have a good momentum right now.
I'm gonna go with the Saints. That's 3 in a row, guys.
It's you against us.
You guys.
You against us this week.
That's all right. All right. I don't trust the Raiders. I don't trust the Raiders at the Death Star. I don't trust them.
But you trust the Saints? I don't trust the Saints either.
I trust them at home. Jameis Winston, he'll air it out. He'll throw 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Their other very, very overpaid quarterback / tight end will find a seam. He'll figure it out. I'm just not there with the Raiders yet. But it's all right. We'll see. I'm going to take all those 3. All right, next up, another difficult one to choose. The New England Patriots at the Jets. The Patriots are a 2.5-point favorite. Mac Jones is your starter. I don't know who. I guess I don't know if Robinson got in early enough to get the playbook all learned. That'll have a difference in the direction I go. But Dave, who you got in this one?
I mean, they still have Carter. They still have Zach Wilson. Oh man, they're playing.
Yeah, but Zach Wilson's not been playing well. They've been winning, but it's not like Daniel Jones carrying the Giants, and Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson is blowing teams out.
Zach Wilson,
he's not waiting.
But look at his stats. But look at his stats. A couple days. Are you going to complain about when they win? Really? Oh, you mean they're not waiting till the clutch time where people hold up their 4 fingers, where things happen in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, where I don't have an anxiety attack
Zach Wilson a couple weeks ago put up 160 yards. They won the game. I'm I'm okay with a quarterback under 200 yards with them winning the game. The double champ there. It's like did you hear that Eric doesn't want Jericho on the list of the greatest? The GOAT?
What?
I had to talk him into it via comments.
Wait, where was this? How did I miss this?
Last night on Just Too Sweet. Watch that episode.
We released the 26 wrestlers that are on the GOAT list.
I hope.
He's not on there. No.
How is he not on there?
He's all
the
time
only man who has a 7-star match, a 6.5-star match.
No. Wait, who are you talking about?
Kenny Omega.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Jericho still. I can't speak to Kenny Omega. Did you say a 7.5 star?
Yeah, he's the only one with a 7-star match, 6-star match, 6.5-star match. He's the only one with that. He's won championships across the world.
He didn't make my list.
I didn't make the rules. I just wanted Jericho there.
There needs to be a write-in at the bottom of this list.
You can write him in. I'm fine with that.
Who was the other one that he didn't want on there?
Edge should have been.
He didn't want Edge on there.
I didn't hear the Edge part. He didn't want Edge.
He want Edge.
Wow.
He's a.
But he wanted.
And I was antagonizing about Owen.
Yeah, he wanted Texas. Yeah, he was.
Oh, come on.
Steve busted chops about Owen Hart. It was great.
I was purposefully antagonizing about Owen Hart. He was like, "Why doesn't he deserve it?" I said, "Well, he almost killed somebody." maybe I was just I was
Say
just me bullshitting.
he robbed Austin of 5 to 10 years of his career.
10 to 15 years. We could add Austin for 10 to 15 more years. I think Dave is stuck there because
That's a great picture.
it's better than okay. He's back. But yeah, Dave, right? Am I right? He robbed us of 10 to 15 more years of Austin.
Wow.
We have time. You could add in anybody you want. It's fine.
All right, we'll see how that goes. But Dave, give us a winner in this one: Patriots, Jets. And now the guy who wanted to get the hell out of the Jets, now he's like their number one guy, Elijah Moore. He demanded a trade. Elijah Moore demands a trade. Who? Elijah Moore, really? So they don't trade him.
Trade when you're winning, like that makes no sense.
Not being used. All right, Dave. Who are you going with?
I never thought I would say this, but I'm gonna go Jets.
That's 2 weeks in a row, bro. Hey, Timmy's saying the same.
I agree. I'm going with the Jets. I'm not sold on the Patriots.
Wow.
You got a carousel of quarterbacks. You can't figure out what the hell they're doing from week to week. So I'm going to have to go with Sauce. The Sauce.
Their defense has been good. Like, they have a good defense. So it's like, if they can stop New England from whatever the hell they do from running the ball, then I don't think this guy beats them.
Name one guy on fucking New England's defense. I can't do it.
Adams?
Yeah, it's just you took a shot in the dark.
Adams.
Smith? That's like Smith.
Brown.
Mohammed.
Pick the I'm gonna join you guys. Clean sweep for the Jets. That has got to be a first. That's got to be the first that everybody has picked the Jets.
We all pick them to lose, but no, they pick them to win.
Right. All right. Next up, the Battle of Pennsylvania. The Steelers at the Eagles, and as much as I would love the Steelers to upset this team, I don't see it. The Eagles are favored by 11 in this one, and I think that if they want to put the pedal to the metal, this could be like a 24-point ass kicking on this one. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. Timmy?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to go with the Eagles.
Our hearts are with the Steelers, though. Promise.
Of course. Listen, the Eagles are one broken leg away from losing every game for the rest of the season. So let's just hope the Steelers hear that.
do us a solid, yeah.
Do us a
we
favor.
Go with Steelers Giants go way back in history. Do us that solid.
Families own both teams. They're all related. Yeah. They're all conjoined. Let's make that happen.
Do it. Dave, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles as well.
Perfection. As the more that they go, that they continue to win, the more we're gonna have to see these idiotic Dolphins from 50 years ago talking about their stupid perfect season. And I was even listening. I was it Bill Simmons or I think it was Bill Simmons. He was saying, I love the way we're still dealing with these damn Dolphins from 1972. He said it 50 years ago. And then he did the research, which I'm glad that he did. He said they played this team twice. They were 4-11, this team. This other team that they played, they had 6 wins. This other team that they win, they had I guess the best team that they played that year had a 500 record. He was like, it's not football from today. It's not. He was like, the only thing that anybody had hope for was the Patriots, and the Giants, screwed them. So,
woo,
his Patriots.
Not about that.
Not mad about that at all. All right, so that's a clean sweep of the Eagles. Next up, Titans at the Texans. The double T's here. Tennessee is a 2-point favorite heading into Houston. I'll start off here again. I'm gonna go with the Titans. You're the old boy from down here. What's his name? Tannehill. Tannehill seems like his ankle's okay, and we've talked about it a million times. As long as he's not out there making mistakes, you can let the beast, the king, back there do his work. So I got the Titans here. Dave?
I'm actually surprised they're only favored by -2 against the Texans. Weird. What does Vegas know?
So you see, you start gambling and you start thinking, what the hell does Vegas know about this bastards?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Titans.
Yep.
Clean sweep of the Titans.
The Grande Titans.
Grande Titans. All right, next up, as we go right along here, the Commanders.
Colts. No, okay. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know this game anymore.
Oh, this one's.
This is no easy game either. Now
This is not an easy game.
they played good behind this Heineke moron. Their guys are starting a rookie quarterback now. Oh my god.
And the rookie quarterback could come out and surprise them, though. And then you got Jonathan Taylor's back. Got that maybe that one game out of the way from last week. Maybe he goes off this week. But let's start with down there with Dave on this one.
Yeah, I think
I'm
gonna go with Heineken on this one and go Commanders.
Commanders.
Oh, he's gonna go rogue.
I've got the Colts in this one. I think this is Taylor's coming out party for this year. He's gonna have like 140 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. They're gonna take care of the rookie.
It's a tough.
I'm gonna go the old flip a coin because they're at home. I'm gonna go with the Colts because they're at home.
Team. All right. And what?
Because he's like, because they're at home.
Because they're at home.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what it is. Next up, the 49ers at the Rams.
Christ,
the
40 never end.
The 49ers are a 2-point favorite. And I don't know what the streak is at right now, but the 49ers just own the Rams. It's every single year it happens. Now you got McCaffrey there. I know last week was kind of a dud, but McCaffrey now has the entire playbook, so he'll play the full, snap workload. And the Rams, for me, they haven't proven it yet. I know that they have the guys. I know that they did what they did last year, but it's just not coming together right now. And I think 49ers get a couple pieces back on defense this week. They have McCaffrey. They got Debo. Ayuk has been going nuts. And they got the general back there that can, when he plays mistake-free football.
You talk me into it. 49ers.
49ers. Look at that. Dave?
I'm going base just because they're coming off bye. I'm going to go Rams.
Oh,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Freak here. And before that last week, they finally got Robinson involved. So I'm going to hope that this bye week served them well.
I got my fingers crossed on Robinson because, he's a good wide receiver. And it's just like Cooper Kupp for a lot of it. And I don't think they're utilizing their run game. Last year, they could catch balls out of the backfield. And they were able to do different things. It feels like they've really limited themselves this year. And then they got what's his name coming back, also wide receiver Jefferson. So we'll see what happens there. But all right, so you got the Rams. Timmy and I got the 49ers. Let's go to the game of the week. This should be flex, baby. The Giants at the Seahawks.
No.
I know. Well, you shared it, and I said, "Are you sure?"
No 8:00 games. No more.
Here's the disrespect again, guys. We're underdogs to Geno Smith.
It's because of that stupid stadium and their fucking 12th man flag bullshit.
Cheaters with their stupid speakers. I have the Giants. I think that they're, you got one Robinson, who's been the number one target for the last 2 weeks. He's getting into the flow of things, right? I was really waiting to see him because if you get him and Slayton and not necessarily have to rely on Who's the other wide receiver? That's where we're at. Johnson, Smith,
Exactly.
Johnson,
Bills.
Brown, Hills. No, the other kid.
Just move on,
Uh,
Steve. You don't even.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
how
there.
bad our receiving.
Let me take a sec.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how bad they are.
He leads
Mo,
the team in reception or yards.
Mo, Larry, Curly.
You're right. All right, but I have the Giants here. Running back is better. Quarterback, I'm gonna say is by a hair better than what Geno's playing. If you look at Geno Smith, his career, I take Daniel Jones right now easily over Geno Smith, but he's playing way above his standards, his ceiling right now. So that's why it's all right. But I trust Daniel Jones more in the run game than Geno Smith making the great decisions. And then the pass rush has been there. Geno's going to get rattled. The defense has been playing great. I think they just continue on 7-1, baby. This train ain't stopping for the next several weeks. Timmy?
Part of me wants to go against them just because they proved me wrong a lot. But another part of me says they're not going to lose to the fucking Geno Smith and the Seahawks. So, Big Blue, baby.
Big Blue.
Big Blue in another fourth quarter comeback, 17-15 or something stupid like that. I don't know. I haven't figured it out.
And how great is it? One of the underrated things for the Giants is how great is it that you have a running back that knows the system, knows exact. So when you get Breida comes in, like kind of like when Saquon's arm is like dangling out of its socket, and you get Breida to come in, I'm not comparing guys to easy Giants fans, but you don't get as much of a loss as if you'd have just a guy who comes off the bench every now and then for a down. This guy, he knows his stuff, so that takes you to that next. It's those little things that help out in these type of teams that are not exactly busting at the seams with talent. Dave.
Oh man, this is tough. Not
an easy week, guys.
I don't think Kenneth Walker is that much less than Saquon. I think he's been showing pretty well. They also have the problem of DK, and we have a problem of not being able to stop the run.
But is DK playing? Remember he came out of that game last week. I'll check that.
He's questionable right now.
Okay.
And put it like this: if ETN doesn't fumble, we probably go down a lot. So I don't know if we're gonna get that lucky with Kenneth Walker doing that. Geno has screwed the Giants before. He screwed Eli Manning. I'm gonna go Seahawks. I know, but I'm hoping it's that reverse drinks.
Yes. Metcalf did not practice today.
Promising.
He said his knee feels better, but we don't listen to players. Us that play fantasy football, we don't listen to the player. Oh, we're gonna play. No, you're out. Can't play.
I listened to Jay Glazer.
Jay Glazer is here. Yeah.
Jay Glazer at 12:55. Then I said, okay, let me set my lineup now because now I know.
He's good. I like Jay Glazer. He's also very good with charity. What is it that he does? Does he have one for the veterans, or he's got one for depression, anxiety, those type of things? Because he suffers very bad depression and anxiety.
And you would never guess that. You would never guess that.
Which is 90% of people, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, ha 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 ha, and then you have no idea what's going on behind the closed the doors, aka Robin Williams.
Why do I?
All right, Sunday night game.
My in-laws are there, and they'll be there in full effect.
Look at David stunned at this line.
Yeah, they'll be in there with makeup
and
wigs. They'll all be there for that one, and it's a Halloween edition, so they might be all just like Buffalo Bill pumpkins and shit. Yeah.
Are they breaking tables?
Well, of course.
I love the baby ones where they slowly put them through like a cardboard thing.
Yeah, those are always funny.
So this is the game where Roger says maybe this is the best thing for us. Nobody's going to believe in us this week. Nobody has believed in you the last few weeks either. Like people were picking the Jets. People picked the Jets over the Packers. Like when that happens, they're not believing you, Aaron. And then he does his thing on the Pat McAfee show, makes for great entertainment. And then, today he clarifies things and says that he could also be playing better, of course. But the best thing I think out of this, I don't know if you guys saw the reading of the lips where he's talking to the coach in his helmet. He says, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, that was
It
great.
was great. I think this one could get away from them in a real hurry. I think this line is real. I think the Packers suck. They're just bad at football right now. And even though it's Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he talks a big game on the Pat McAfee show, but I think they're gonna get whooped here. I got the Buffalo Bills here easily. That crowd's gonna be in a frenzy. It's Sunday night. It is all that, like, it's the perfect storm for the Packers to just get whooped.
Yes,
Timmy,
I agree 1,000%.
1,000%.
I'm one of those people. I picked the Packers 3 straight weeks, including against the Giants, and they fucking lost all 3. So you know what? Fuck them. And their $50 million yoga instructor. The hell with him too.
Yoga and mushrooms, and Lazard is not. He's limited in practice. I mean, Rogers is probably like, get your motherfucking ass out there. I ain't got nobody else to throw it to.
I think the Bills are going to trounce.
Cobb is out. Yeah, I think this is a big ass kicking. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the same boat with Timmy. I've picked them the last 3 weeks as well, and they've just down. Yeah, I'm going Bills, and they can easily cover this in the first half.
I might even bet on this spread. I don't bet on big ass spreads like this. It doesn't happen.
They're going to have a lot of those Josh Allen, like one play, 95-yard touchdown to Diggs kind of plays, I think.
Yeah, go give me a little bit to Gabriel Davis too. Gabe Davis. I gotta call him Gabriel all the time. Is Gabe? I always extend his name. But there's not a lot in the way of real good teaser options this week. Maybe the Falcons, but that's it. Everything else is not in that zone of like 6.5 to 7.5. But Buffalo could be teased down to 4.5, and the Eagles down to 4. And maybe you can get some money out of that. But outside of that, maybe the Cowboys, you tease them down to 4.5 and then stick Atlanta in there. Yeah, you build a nice little thing there. All right. And then, so that's the Sunday night game. Bills all around. And to show you how much my allergies are annoying me today, I wrote that Tim picked Tim in that Packers and Bills game. I wrote Tim's name in the. I'm like, what am I doing? All right. Let's get this last game out of the way. Get the hell out of here. Monday night game. The Bengals, who've just been lighting it up like every fashion. Burrow has time to throw. I'm like, he's probably like, holy shit, what's all this time? I could sit back here. A couple of the plays this past Sunday, he was like, he could just sit down and read a couple of chapters of a book and be all good. They play the Browns. The Browns, man. The Cincinnati's a 3-point favorite. I think this is an ass whooping too. And the Browns are. I think in this one, the Browns can get out of their comfort zone of running the ball, and just take the big blowout here in the L. Dave, what do you got here?
I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout. If Cincinnati doesn't get off big, then the Browns can stay in it with that run game, man. It's just crazy how good Nick Chubb is.
And Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, sure.
Even though he's a backup.
Yeah, backup.
But he's got more rushing attempts than Daniel Jones. So that's where the correlation came in, Dave.
He's a running back. Of course he's gonna have.
Right. Of course, right, exactly. He's got more attempts at his job, and Daniel Jones is better at Kareem Hunt's job than Kareem Hunt is.
If Daniel Jones had the same amount as a running back, he would get creamed.
But he's got 60 rushes. Kareem Hunt had 62? He's got more rushes than Kareem Hunt.
Yes, and he also has an 80-yard trip. Snipe is what he has.
Oh, okay. See, that's hater. That is being a hater, bringing that stuff up. from last
I
year.
will give him props that when he went through those guys, I was like, oh man, I thought he was gonna slide.
Me too. Oh my god, me too. And
He just ran right through it. I was like, oh shit.
he kind of turned at the last second and he snuck right on through, but I think he fully intended to try and rock that guy. Smart or not, he's a tough son of a bitch. So
As long as he holds on to the ball.
And he's been doing that. And some of the you look at some of the throws from Sunday, they were on a rope, you know. But I completely get that. We need to see a lot more of that. You know, we need to see 4 or 5 more games like that, and then we can start really considering turning our thought of a Daniel Jones around a little bit. And then you know we see where we go from there. But Timmy, who you got in this one?
Cleveland. I mean, I'm not Cleveland. Cincinnati.
Whoa! And it was
I'm
with
sorry.
confidence too. Cleveland.
I was mid yawn. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. No. I think Cincy is as they found their stride. Yeah, I think they're gonna blow them out.
All right, sounds good. I do believe the same. Chiefs, Chargers off, so there's a lot of offense out there. So if you need to find replacements for Mahomes and those guys, a lot of the you're not gonna like this, Dave, but you know, Daniel Jones was one of the most picked up guys in all of fantasy. To just as a streamer, don't pick him up and try to win your league with Daniel Jones. But just as a streamer, if you've got one of those guys and Daniel Jones can give you 20 points on a bye week, that's pretty damn good. If you can. But
that's why I don't know if it was our league or what. I had to pick up Jacoby Brissett, and God, that was awful.
That's painful. Don't let me find out you have Daniel Jones somewhere. Do not let me find that out. He's like, Dave is like a secret Daniel Jones fan at home. He's got the shrine set up. He's trying to get this. He's willing it, and he's like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna talk how trash he is, and you know, it's like Joe Boo. He's gonna get the smoke stuff going out. Do it myself. All right,
it's like a little kid that has a crush on somebody, and he's just gonna go pick them.
Yes, yeah. Bother the girl. He keeps on touching me. That's because he likes you.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's close this bad boy out here. Timmy, anything closing remarks here?
Fuck the Astros, and let's hope the Giants plot a victory and turn into We Stomped You Out, because I'm gonna go off on one particular player tomorrow, and it's not gonna be pretty.
I cannot wait.
Dave's trying to think of who it is. I think it's pretty obvious who it is if you really think about it.
My final word.
That's my hint.
It's easy peasy, guys. If you've been watching us, you know.
Got 2 final thoughts. Number 1,
2 of them.
Kenny Omega should be on the GOAT list. And number 2, the yeast isn't dead yet. The yeast will rise again.
It's on life support. It's on like mega life support. It's got the ventilator. It's got everything.
The yeast is coming.
The yeast is like it's got the wires hooked up to it. They gotta zap him back up.
He's in a coma. He's in a coma right now, hoping they wake him up.
Yeah. All right. My ending here is screw the Phillies. Let's go Astros. Sorry. And Dave, let me bring this up to you. I mentioned this to Timmy a couple weeks ago, but just an idea that I thought about. Well, probably should be doing something else, but I'm thinking about doing maybe once a month or maybe every 6 weeks, depending on. But like a game night for Pop Culture Pros. We get on here, we do teams, maybe 1-on-1. We pull out like I'll go get like Trivial Pursuit, and we have like a little pop culture battle, 3-on-3, 2-on-2. Maybe it could be 3 people that are on the site plus a fan versus 3 and a fan of their choosing, something like that. And we just sit here, and I'll get a camera for the board if we want to play it like that, like a board. Like a real board game, or if it's like this is where 200 points, this is where 200 points, do it like that. But that's just the thing that I was thinking about. And if you do any type of game night that involves a board, I can have an extra camera here just to show the board, and I'll host.
I like that idea actually.
It's a blast, baby. All right, good.
Fun.
I'm glad.
I mean, there's also like online that you can do that too, like Uno, like you stream.
Oh yeah,
Steam, like different little
Yes.
things. Like an Among Us.
and we can put it right in here. Yeah, Among Us. Look at you, my son. Among Us. All right. So I just while it was fresh on top of my mind, it was just in my there. So if I forget something, it'll be a 3 or 4 more days before I bring it up. So that'll do it for us today. Catch up on the shows that have already taken place. Like We Stomped You Out. I'm sorry. Like Just Too Sweet last night. Granny's was on Monday. Tomorrow we'll have We Stomped You Out. We'll have Skyliner Views, potentially Empire 161. And then on Friday, we'll have A to Z. He's on a special assignment that's going to be happening. What is it again?
No, that's next week.
Oh, that's next week. Okay,
That's
I'm
next
sorry.
week. Yeah, he's gonna be on. I don't know.
Special assignment. Okay.
I'm gonna be at the computer just watching with too. So I'm producing that episode. I don't know what he's gonna be doing. Something about a bear, and a gator. And, okay, whatever you say, dude. I'm good. I'm down.
Do we have to advertise like a potential, like a near-death experience?
No, the bear's already dead. He's gonna be cooking and eating a bear, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that I
Well,
did.
Dave was such in shock he left.
Dave was like, "Oh, I'm God.
I don't eat bears." Dave was so mad about eating a bear, he had to fucking run out.
Hey, we eat gator. This gator down here, snake. It tastes like chicken. Just frog legs.
I can't.
You eat frog legs?
No.
So it's just like salty chicken.
I need my meat to be like cute at some time. I only eat the cute animals. The ugly ones I can't do. Can't eat no frog.
Baby bears. Baby bears. They gotta be cute.
No, I can't. I won't eat a bear. I love bears.
Possum. All right.
Possums.
That'll do it for this week. We'll keep you apprised of everything that's going on in the group. Make sure you're liking and subscribing everything that we've got going on here. And then we'll see you guys next week for Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Let's go Giants. Let's go Astros. Peace out, everybody.